Want some Maniac4Bricks swag in your life? Then check out my Teespring store with the link in the description below or on the screen right now, so you can check out the latest of merch in all different designs and different colors. All the support will go back into the channel to make some more awesome videos for you guys. Thank you very much and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks. On August 10th, 2016, I uploaded this exact MOC on YouTube. And while this one didn't have terrible quality like the baseball MOC, and that's why I re-uploaded that one now, this one I still had a little bit of changes here and there and still wanted to talk about it just as a refresher that this is a MOC and maybe have a little bit better video quality than before. This was premiering right before the Greenberg Train and Toy Show in Edison, New Jersey that weekend, in 2016. So I was happy to share it just because it was like, hey, this is a new MOC and it's going to be at a show really soon. Not much has really changed since then, but I do feel like there are a few things I do want to change about it as I go through this. I'm also recording this for a better video quality so that if it does break, like the baseball one before it, then at least I have a point of reference in video form of how it was put together. One thing that's noticeable right off the bat is that the water fountain itself has changed, as well as the minifigure used for it. It's actually attached to the building this time because it just seemed to better fit, and, you know, it did pop off a few times before that. I would say this probably could be changed as far as the piece. Like, if I had the piece back here as a light bluish gray, and then the piece up here as blue, any real shade of blue, that might make more sense as like water spurting out of it. It doesn't quite work as well in this way. Now I'm doing a retrospective look at it. As we look across the thing, it is on a 32 by 32 base plate. It is almost square around every side. I think it's a little bit more towards the back. As you can see here, a little bit more room for somebody to walk through on the front side. It is mostly made out of light gray and light bluish gray bricks. It has a couple of white fences along the top of it. And the interior of it is actually an interesting thing I came up with back when I had double-deck Tropolis. This was an old Lego town I used to have, very condensed, very concise, and for a tennis court, I had it on an 8x16 base plate. It actually has the same design in here as each of these parts for the tennis court, but it was only one in the entire thing originally. I will say, though, I think I made a mistake when I put this back together more recently. There was supposed to be another line in here in light gray. So I made a mistake with that. I was getting help from Kevin Hinkle when setting this up at Philly Brick Fest 2019, so I may have given him a few running instructions. A few pieces here and there might have been out of place at my fault, unfortunately. Get it, because it's tennis. Anywho, there's a lot of 1x1 square red plates that are in here. For some reason, a dark one wound up in there, and we kind of needed that just to fill in the gap. I would like to replace those with just regular red plates, preferably larger ones than 1x1s, because those are easy to pop out. They don't have as good clutch power as they used to, so that will get replaced at some point. But I do like the layout here. It does have the appropriate squares that are needed for each side of a tennis court, so you could have it as singles or doubles. It has the jumper plates used along here, so it's an even divide in both sides of the field. It has enough room around it so that people could walk around the place, maybe sit, you know, jam some tunes and whatnot. Not too big, but just enough for minifigures to come in and play. Originally, I believe I had this with a Brick Fair minifigure as one of the tennis court players, playing opposite court of a Brick Fest player. And I actually did do this for Brick Fair and Brick Fest shows. I changed which one was showing out to the crowd that way. Yeah, because I didn't know if people were going to be one-sided or another about that, but at this point, I don't think it really matters, and I'm not even sure where the other one went. He's around the collection somewhere, but we got the Brickfest guy right here from one of the earlier good bags. We do have a couple of receptacles here. They're not really for trash. They're more just for carrying gear. Just a couple other rackets, tennis balls. This was just literally just an ice cream cone piece I just used to look like a couple tennis balls stacked up in a pile, which I thought was, simple but effective detail. I don't know if I would really make this thing much bigger. Maybe if I could make the outside a little bit bigger, like the fencing around it, and be easier to walk around, maybe have a bench or something on each side, that might work. That might be a cool idea. But for right now, I don't have plans to do that. I would actually work more on the cosmetics in the middle here, try to wrap those parts to make them look even, because technically there's really not a line to hold that side fairly well, or just like fix the fence up a little bit, maybe put a post on each end of it or something. I'm not sure. Like I said before, using the red plates, I want to fix that up most of all. And you do have these little gates in front of here. Usually a tennis court would have some sort of locked gates, swing open, so that works fairly well. This one didn't actually have too much damage. From show to show, it holds together very well because of its brick structure on the outside. Like I said, some of the tiles or plates in the middle that might have some problems. The figures, they always get moved around. It doesn't matter much to me. I don't mind that they're not all using the right tennis rackets, because there are many types of tennis rackets. I don't know all the kinds, but yeah, you do have the more accurate looking ones here. You have the older style back here. Sometimes you find them in like the fire brigade with like a ping pong table setup. That's how they would use the paddles. These I like using because it looks like they're just hitting the tennis ball. It's coming right off of the racket. That's why I like using those over these for some of the back players. Or sometimes I use it in the front one. I'm not sure if the orientation of all the figures is right, but it gets the idea across either way. This is part of a series that I did where I would try to make some MOCs on 32x32 base plates so that I can easily fit into collaborations with Garden Slug when we make a build cities. Everything would be done on 32x32s for the buildings, the roads, and everything. So this would be an easy way to set it up for a recreational area, just like the baseball field. I think there's potential that I could build more park-related recreational area kind of things like this with the same 32x32 thing in mind. For tennis, I don't have a lot for expansion on that front, but I could think of a couple other sports I would probably do, maybe like bocce, because I know that this was actually based on a tennis court that I have in a park that used to live near, Grover Cleveland Park in New Jersey. It was loosely based on that. That's also why the fountain was so close to the tennis court. I would say I could probably do something like bocce, maybe shuffleboard, because I know those were available at the park that this was also available at. I mentioned in the baseball video I would probably make a batting cage if I had the right construction. I'm not really sure beyond that. Maybe a picnic area, like picnic tables or something. But, it has room to grow more ideas. I did at one point have like a closed-in park walkway, but that was a temporary display. I don't know if I'm really going to have a video about that. We'll see. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments below what you think and if there are things I should update about this, or if there are things you would like to see in this park setup style. We'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.